Hi guys, welcome to my page again. In today's video we'll be learning how to make this underbust corset. This video is going to be a very detailed one, a step-by-step video starting from the measurement to the very end of making this underbust corset. If this is your first time coming across my channel, then you should subscribe or follow this page. Then don't forget to hit on the notification bell so you get notified anytime I drop a new video. About the measurement to be taken, the first one should be the length, which is going to start from in between the breast here to where the corset, the underbust corset, is going to end, usually on the waistline. But for mine, I'm going to make it to be beyond the waistline because I want it to be in a V shape. It's going to be a V shape something. So I'm going to take the measurement from here and I'll take it beyond the waistline. I'll take it down like 3 or 4 inches after beyond the waistline. Then we're going to take the circumference measurement around this area. After that, we take around the tummy area and we take on the waistline. So those are the measurements, just 4 measurements. The length, which is from in between the breast to whether on the waistline if you want it straight, but for me that I want it in a V shape, so it's going to go beyond the waistline, and I'm going to take the circumference measurement around this side. After that, I'll take the tummy measurement and I'll also take the waistline measurement. I have the measurement taken already, so the length from in between the breast to where I want it to be to end, that is beyond the waistline, is 13 inches, while the underbust circumference measurement is 26 inches, the tummy measurement is 25 inches, and the waistline measurement is 26 inches. So I'm going to start working with that. So I'll cut this pattern assuming my fabric or my pattern is folded into 2. So whatever pattern I cut here, I'm going to duplicate it while cutting the real fabric. So let's start. I'm going to take the length from the top. I'm going to mark the length, which in my case here is 13 inches. So I have 13 inches mark. I'm going to take out half an inch dart from this from the center front. So I'm just marking half an inch. I'm going to connect that half an inch to the top of the pattern, and it's going to be this way. It's going to be like this. After connecting that, I'll determine how wide I want the fabric around the middle of the breast to be. It shouldn't be wider than an inch. So an inch is going to be half an inch, since my pattern or my fabric is folded into 2. So I'm going to mark half an inch. Then from this half an inch to the point where the breast end should be 7 inches. Should be as wide as 7 inches. You can measure that. One case, so 7 inches here. I have 7 inches marked. Then the fabric that goes in between the breast, so you can also take that measurement. The fabric that goes in between the breast shouldn't be more than 3 inches. So I'm marking 3 inches here, 3 inches. So which means this is the point where, from this point is where the fabric goes in between the breast. It could be less, depends on how you want it. It could be 2 inches or 2.5 inches, but you should know that if it's becoming too much to the extent of 3.5 inches, that fabric that goes in between the breast might be falling back and will be giving you that shape you don't want. So after marking all this, we are going to take out, mark 2 inches here. We are doing this because of the boning we want to give into it. Mark 2 inches here. Actually, there's no dart on this underbust corset, and from this point we are going to mark 3.5 inches. So I'm going to connect them together. Connect, and it looks like this. Drag it up. Remember, the total underbust measurement is 26 inches. Remember, I said from where the fabric starts going in between the breast is around this side, which means the underbust is around this point. So we are going to take the underbust measurement. This area in whole is the breast area. This area in whole the breast area. You can use your French curve if you are not good at freehand, so you can use your French curve to mark this curve. So this is where the breast is from this point, and from this point is where the fabric starts going in between the breast. So I'm going to take the bust and the under breast measurement here, which I took. It was 26 inches, as I said. So 26 inches, I'm going to mark 26 inches divided by 2, because we assume this pattern is folded into 2. So 22 and 26 inches divided by 2 will be 13 inches, and I mark that. Going to the tummy area, where I said it was 25 inches, so 25 inches divided by 2, it's going to be 12.5 inches. But this 12.5 inches is going to start from this point and not the end of the paper, likewise of the underbust area, because here there is that. So this 25 inches divided by 2 is going to start on that line we took. So I'm going to mark that here. I'll go to the waistline, where I said the waistline was also 26 inches. So I'm going to divide 26 inches by 2, and that will be 13 inches. So 13 inches starting on that line, and I'm going to mark. After that, I'm going to connect all these points together. So doing the connecting will be like this. So after that, remember I said I want mine to be in a V shape, so it's not going to be straight like this. It's not going to be straight. So this is how exactly I want it to be before he fall into this. So after we have all this done, we can proceed to keep dividing this pattern. So let's just divide the rest of this into 2. You can divide it into as much pieces as you want, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to divide this into 2. That is, we have everything to be in 3, 1, 2, 3, and after we duplicate everything, is going to be in 6 pieces. So now we can cut this out and use this to cut our fabric, duplicate it, and start sewing. So this is all we have, and I'm going to bring in the fabric now to cut this on the fabric. I'll be using this Kampala, and because I want to duplicate this pattern on this fabric, I'm going to fold this pattern and this fabric into 2. Then I'll place the pattern on it, which means once I cut on a single one, I have it duplicated already, so I don't have to go by cutting it twice. And this will be on this side too. You can leave the same allowance, the sewing allowance, because when marking we didn't add any sewing allowance to it, so you should ensure you had your same allowance to it, because this same allowance will serve as our sewing allowance actually, and because we didn't add same allowance to it when marking the pattern, we have to add it to it when transferring the pattern onto the fabric. Don't forget the seam allowance. So this done. Don't forget your seam allowance on this side too. So these are the fabric. I have it stayed. I had a gum stay to it to make it stiff and strong. So but for the lining, I didn't add anything to it. If you can add to the lining, if you can add gum stay to the lining, that will be also great. So I want us to continue with the sewing, but before we go on with the sewing, let me tell you about this application you need to download as a fashion designer. So as a fashion designer, you need this application called StyleBit. StyleBit is designed for fashion designer to help you take measurements on your device. So with StyleBit, you can save measurements on your device. You don't have to do pen and paper anymore. You can send invoice from the application to your customer. Yes, to get them notified about pending payment you are yet to receive from them. You can also save orders. By saving orders, you get hold of your financial status, so you can track how your business is doing, how well your business is doing from StyleBit. Once you are going in there to save order, whenever you receive any order, you go there to save. You also get notified before any order gets overdue. So this application will notify you that you have and so order we overdue. You're supposed to deliver this order in the next 24 hours or in the next 48 hours. You also get access to free fashion designer community. So once you have this application downloaded, you sign up for the application, you can join the fashion designer community from the application. The community is like a group where fashion designer gathers. You can ask questions if you have any difficulty and you get response to that. So I'll leave a link in the description box and also in the comment section. Check any of these places, click on the link and you get the application downloaded. So let's get to it. So you can join all these pieces together and do the same thing for the lining before you merge them together, but that will be like a long process. But rather look the way I'm going to join mine. So I'm going to join mine with the lining together at once, letting the same allowance to be on the right face of the fabric, because I'm going to be adding boning to it, and there's going to be like a bias covering the boning. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick the lining for these two parts. I want to join these two parts together. This is the lining for this side, and here is the lining for this other side. So now for me to join them together, I'm going to hold it this way, and take this one also, then join it this way, directly this way. So let me start doing that. This will make your work fast and easy for you. You don't have to join them separately before merging them. You can see that the seam allowance is on the right face of the fabric, which means I'm going to open the seam allowance, split them into equal two parts, press it, and after pressing, then we're going to cover the seam allowance with bias, which our boning is going to pass into the bias we cover the seam allowance with. So I'm going to continue joining it. For the next side, we have it this way. we have it this way and also this way. So I'm going to pick the lining for this side. This is the lining for this. So I'll pick it this way. You can see that with this method we are actually doing the and sewing the fabric and also the lining at the same time. If you have the time, you can do them separately, but I prefer doing it simultaneously. This is it. So this seam allowance also will be open and pressed flat before covering it with the bias for the boning. So I'm going to do this other side too. This side is like this, and here is the breast area. This is the lining for this side. So I'll pick both the lining and the fabric together at the same time. And also this is the view from the inner part. So this is what it looks like from the inside, and from the outside it looks like this. We're going to cover this same arm, but permit me to skip this process. So you have already seen how I'm doing the joining. Just to make the video quick and fast, I want to skip joining the other two sides, or we just have two sides left, just this and the other and this. So I'm going to do this outside the video. I have it pressed and flat just like this. This is the seam allowance. I've opened it and I've reduced it to a way that my bias is going to cover the seam allowance. This is it. I have the seam allowance covered with the bias. What I'm going to do now is to take this bias around the upper side of this corset to cover this edge to make it neat. So this is it after running bias all through the down at the top. So I'm going to press this and make it look nice. Then after that you're going to add zip, and if you want to make it to be loop, do that. But before that, let me just add this to it. I want to run this on the bias all through to beautify the underbust corset. This is the final look of it. So I've successfully add this on it with the glue gum. Don't forget to insert the boning before gumming this on the dress, on the bias. So you should add the boning before trying to beautify it, whichever way you want to do that.